Hey guys, Adam Tanner here from fitnessforlife365.com, and in this video we're gonna discuss the fights coming up next week. Of course, you all remember Hunter. Anyways, so I'm pretty sure everyone wants to know about the two main events: Isreal versus Anderson Silva, and Gastelum versus Whittaker. Can you be quiet? Thank you. Anyways, so everyone is counting Anderson Silva out. I'm not really sure why. Even Kenny Florian was saying something along the lines that he's gonna get dominated for 3 rounds, then got knocked out. Can you get down? Get down. Alright. Sorry about that. I just don't understand why everyone's counting out Anderson Silva. Like, I haven't seen Adesanya fight that often. I've only seen probably 3 of his MMA fights, 4 of his kickboxing fights, and I get it. He's an amazing striker. And I get that Anderson Silva did not fight in a while, and he's getting old, and all those issues, but does that really mean we completely count him out? The betting odds are, he can put $10 on Anderson Silva and make $50 if he wins. And of course the amount for him knocking him out is ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense to me that Anderson Silva is a huge underdog. Well, look, he should be an underdog. It's obvious. But that much of a gap is a bit ridiculous. And counting Anderson out of anything is just, it's an insult for the guy. Again, Isreal Adesanya was saying that the reason why the fight sold out is because of him and Anderson Silva. Well, it's not really 100% true. Whittaker and Anderson Silva are the 2 main reasons the event sold out. I'm sorry, but not Gastelum and definitely not Isreal Adesanya that the event went sold out. You take Anderson Silva and Whittaker out of those equations and you don't have a sold out event. I will not go to Melbourne and I will not attend the fight. I'm going away this weekend, but I'm not going to Melbourne. So yeah, I genuinely don't have a prediction to the fight, but for everyone saying that Anderson Silva's gonna get humiliated, he's gonna get knocked out in a few seconds, look, everything is possible in MMA, but do I see this happening? Not really. Anderson is still a great striker, he's still a great fighter, he's got phenomenal head movement, and looking at Adesanya's style, on the ground, Anderson is better, and he's a definitely better boxer than Isreal Adesanya. The awkward movement and all that kind of stuff, I don't know. I genuinely do not know. I did not watch enough of Isreal fights. I was really impressed with this performance against Derek Bronson though. That was a phenomenal performance. A little bit about Anderson Silva. What happened to everyone really count him out? His last fight, he won his last fight, controversial, but he still won it. He was coming forward, he didn't look too bad, his energy level stayed for 3 whole rounds at his age. The fight before that, I think it was Daniel Cormier. He took the fight on a day notice, or wasn't it a day notice when he fought Daniel Cormier? He weighed at 196 or something like that. To fight Daniel, who probably weighed 230 the day of the fight, or the night of the fight. And towards the 3rd round, when DC stood for him for a little bit, he hurt him with a kick to the body. And let's face it, he was probably gonna win the next round and keep DC off him. He was never gonna win the fight. And DC was afraid to advance in position on the ground. He didn't do anything, he just basically laid on top of him and tried his best to contain him. Anderson Silva is a guy you do not want to stand with. The only difference is that Isreal Adesanya seems to be in a whole different level than any other stand-up guy in the middleweight division. He's a young guy, he's very powerful. It's kind of like But you never know. He could be just another Uriah Hall. I don't think he is though. And no insult to Uriah Hall, but everyone thought Uriah Hall would walk through everyone in the UFC after the Ultimate Fighter, and in the finale he fought Gastelum and he lost to Gastelum. So let's go to Kelvin Gastelum versus Whittaker. Just because Whittaker is fighting in Australia doesn't mean it's a given that he's going to win. And just because he beat Yoel twice and Jacare and basically everyone that he beat doesn't mean that it's a given that he's going to win. Definitely he's the favorite. I have him winning, but I could be biased about that because, let's face it, I'm gonna pick Whittaker against anyone. He's the only Australian champion out there. He's the first ever, and who knows how long it will take to have another Australian champion out there. Their stalls matchup is, I think it's favored towards Whittaker. Whittaker took huge shots from Yoel Romero, who definitely hits harder than Gastelum and still was able to come back and survive. There's just one thing that's bothering me with this fight, making me worry a little bit, which is Whittaker's attitude. He said a little bit of cocky things, which we usually do not hear from him. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think something along those lines that I'm a great fighter even on my worst day. And everyone thought that they can knock me in the first round like Kelvin thinks he's going to do, but they were all wrong anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Just he sounds a little bit cocky to me, and I hope he's not taking Kelvin lightly, because it's the last thing you really want to do. He's such a tough fighter, he's a great fighter. I genuinely don't think he deserved the title shot. And I know this is going to be a bit controversial, but I think the one who deserved the title shot is Luke Rockhold. I know I'm not a fan of the guy, and I think he's arrogant as hell, but let's face it, Luke lost to Bisping, we know how that went, and then he lost to Yoel, but let's face it, Kelvin also got choked out by Chris Weidman 2 fights ago, and Chris, that was his only win in his last, what, 5 fights? And it's not just that he lost the rest of the fights, no, he got embarrassed by Luke Rockhold. He got knocked out to a different dimension, but by, was it Romero? He got knocked out by Jacare, and he definitely got knocked out by Mousasi. I don't care how the fight ended, that was a legal knee. He got knocked out. He shouldn't have stopped, but he was not going to survive it anyway. I just don't see why Gastelum gets it. Or why not Jacare? But then again, Jacare lost to Gastelum, I guess, so it's kind of... The middleweight division doesn't have clarity to who is the second guy, except for Romero, who lost twice to Whittaker, missing weight once. So basically, well, I guess Kelvin is a good pick, but I still thought Luke had, I don't know, I think it would have been a more interesting fight, and I also think that he never got his rematch, did he? He lost to, no, he didn't get his rematch. And the middleweight division has been messy since they gave Dan Henderson the title shot, which I think it was a great send-up for him. I have nothing against that fight. But then they waited for a little bit, and then they gave Bisping GSP, then GSP vacated the title, the interim title, Whittaker became the champion, or fought for it. It just seems a bit messy. And then Romero fights again, misses weight, so it's not a title fight. I don't know. I think Whittaker is always underrated. Amazing fighter. Again, I have him winning, but I could be biased. Do not count Anderson Silva out. It's very insulting to the guy, regardless to the steroids used and all that kind of stuff. I mean, steroids does not give you that incredible head movement he had, or all these phenomenal things he had. And Anderson always struggled against one type of fighter, and one type of fighter only. Good wrestler. We've seen what Chael Sonnen did to him in the 2 fights. If it wasn't for him getting too